Hello again, Josh Carr here. Today I want to talk about Icarus Financial. This is a fun one because it's got a first mortgage and a second, or more accurately, a mezz loan, but mechanically it's basically acting like a second mortgage. In any event, the point is it's got a couple mortgages. So I thought this might be fun because it's fun to have a couple layers of debt. Okay, neat. So let's get to it. As I always like to do, I usually just like to do some cut and paste jobs here. Just to say I'm going to have the part on the first page that does that, and then I'm going to have another couple tabs. One will be for the first mortgage, and one is going to be for the mezz loan. And I like to do the cut and paste stuff just to make sure I don't miss anything because, you know, people aren't perfect and people miss stuff. And then also I can just close this page and not have to worry about it. Awesome. Okay, let's see what we got here. So let's start getting in some basic information. So it looks like we're going to have some units. There's 100 of them. There's going to be a size, which is going to be 1,200 per unit. We're going to have a total square footage, which we need because, you know, well, there's $1 per foot, basically. Let me see how they did this. They did this as occupancy, current, and stabilized, and time for stabilization. You know, I think I can run this just on a unit count. Well, actually, you know what? I can do it just on pure occupancy percentage. Well, that's nice. That'll be super easy. So I could just say the rent is $1.25 per month. And so then basically, if you think about it, total rentable, the net rentable area is just going to be 100 times that, which means the rent we know, you know, what that's going to be, $1.25 a month. Okay. We have growth I'm going to have income growth be 4%. Current occupancy is 75%. Target occupancy is going to be 90%. Now it says it's going to take 12 months to stabilize. So stabilize in 12 months. Now let's build like the world's dumbest stabilization schedule just because we can. So, you know, just to make it really easy, right? So if we're starting at 75% and we want to get to 90%, what we would just do is say, well, this is the end, this is the start. We need to get 15% over the remaining 11 months. So take that, divide by 11, and then take that and add that to the previous period, right? So that would then be, oh, come on, you're being annoying. Here, you know what? Here, 11 minus 17, as you can see, is 15. That divided by 11 is 1.36. I can just put that up here. So then basically you're just adding to get that bigger. That's all you're really doing. And then I could just take that and drag that across to show how much I'm adding per month, and take this and drag this across, and dun, 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 you get to 90%. So that's how you get from 75 to 90. Okay, fine. So then the rent, if full, the rent at 100% occupancy would have been that times that, right? That's the rent at 100% full. But of course, we're never going to get to 100% full, right? We're going to get to, well, not 100% full. So then we could just take this occupancy and multiply it by that, and off we go. Okay, fine. What else do we got going on here? Expenses. There's going to be variable expenses, which are going to be 18% of revenue. There's going to be fixed expenses that are going to be $150,000 per year. In other words, this per month. I'm converting everything to months because we're working in months a lot. The expense growth will be 2% per year. I'll have that apply in like month, month 1, month 13. You get the idea. Or not month 1, but like month 13, month 25. That's the idea. CapEx reserve is going to be 250. Is going to be 250. Come on. 250 per unit. And the cap rate on sale is going to be 5.5%. Okay, good so far. Oh, and I never put in the purchase price. Oopsie. Sorry about that. And the price is $20 million. Now, because the $20 million is there, we do know what the loan size is going to be. And, I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but we do have loan info. But let's start building out the basic cash flow. So we have rent. The rent, if you think about it, I'm going to take this and I'm going to run this out to month 72 because we're going to sell it at the end of year 5, which means we need year 6's NOI. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so that's just going to be 90% ad infinitum, right? So that's just going to be 90% occupied all the way there. Okay. So then all we're really doing for the rent is we're saying, well, here's the 150 we should be collecting. Let's multiply that by 75%. If I take that, that shows the lease up from 112 to 135. And then the only thing we didn't do here is we did not put in growth. And then I could say, and we need growth. We're going to have 2 kinds of growth, right? We're going to have income growth and expense growth. So we're going to have income growth, expense growth. And basically, that's happening in month 13. Income growth is 4%. Expense growth is 2%. And then I'm just going to have a thing that says in month 25, it's going to be equal to that. Because again, we're doing that. And then I could take this and I could drag this across. So what we should see is month 61, it kicks in. Month 49, it kicks in. You get the idea. Beginning of each year, it kicks in. So if you think about it, there's a year of lease up. This rent is going to be equal to this times 1 plus that growth rate. And then the next number of months are just going to be the same deal. It's just going to be linked up there. And then I can take this calculation and just bring that bad boy across. And what we should see is it keeps going up. Yeah. Well, kind of, sort of anyway. Let's see here. Is this working? No, because it should be taking the prior period. Okay. So what I'll do is then in this case, I'll take the prior period times 90%. And then I'll take that and I'll bring that across. No, that's not right either. Darn it. It's annoying. Sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's not. Okay, you know what? We'll just take the rent. We'll multiply it by 4%. And then here we'll just simply say take that times 1 plus 4%. And then it'll go up. and then I'll just take that and I'll drag that across. Okay, so not the most elegant way of doing it, but it works. Basically, you have the lease up from months 1 to 12. Then month 13, it goes up by 4%. And then again in month 25. And then again in month 37. And you get the idea. Okay. I'll do a little formatting just to clean it up. And that gives me at least the rent. And we're in a good place. What I need to do then is expenses. Just to flesh that out, I'll have variable and fixed, and it will be this plus that. Variable, and this I can just do quickly, the variable was 18% of the revenue. So if I just do 18% of the revenue, okay, and then the fixed is 12 per month, and that's going to have some dollar signs on it because we want that percentage to not move. And this, we want that 12,000 to be whatever it is. I could just take this and I could bring it across. But of course, that's then going to have, growth, and I got to put the growth in. And then finally, NOI will be this minus that. So at least we're in a good place. We got all the way to NOI, and I always try to get at least to NOI in the first video. In the next video, we'll put in some growth rates, we'll put in cap rates, we'll start working on the debt, and we're moving in the right direction, which is always the goal. Great. So until I see you next time, keep building better models.